This is why you suck at FC24 and will never improve. Yes, you heard that correctly. However, after watching this video, it will change. Guys, have you ever wondered why is that the pros win so effortlessly, whereas you struggle to win no matter how many hours you put into the game, no matter how many hours you put watching YouTube videos, right? No matter what you do, you still struggle to win effortlessly. Now, I am not comparing you to a pro player. Let's take a rank 5 player, for example, right? He gets 11 wins, but he can never get to 14 wins no matter how much he tries. Everyone has their own individual goals, and understanding that is the first requisite of improving at this game. You cannot compare yourself to anyone. The game you're watching on your screen is the final of the EUAE Pro League, which will qualify one of these players to the FC Pro World Championships play-ins, which is big, alright? And also there is some good prize money at the stake. However, the player in the blue kit, Ahmed, is currently losing 4-1. Yes, you heard that correctly. He's losing 4-1 in a final where there is so much at stake. Now, what would you do if this was a weekend league game and it was a rank up match? You will crumble under pressure. It's 4-1. You are obviously abusing EA, that why crossing is so overpowered, or you are abusing the connection. You are just blaming all the external factors. No matter what is happening, you are doing something, right? You're blaming all the external factors, and now your focus is away from the game. What happens? There is a mental block, and you are never able to get over that mental block. The reason being that the truth is uncomfortable, and we would rather actually satisfy ourselves by focusing on external factors rather than taking ownership of our actions and improving at this game. That is just the one thing. There is more to it, alright? But first, let's focus on this point. Guys, the mentality is the most major thing in this game. It can take you from rank 5 to rank 4, from rank 4 to rank 2 in an instance if you actually focus on it and if you work on it. And mentality isn't just saying that, okay, I will focus on the game, I will not give up this and that, and trying to force yourself into being positive. When you force yourself into being positive, you're actually having too much conscious effort. And whenever there is too much conscious effort, you take away from your subconscious. And when you take away from it, again, you're overthinking. And when you're overthinking and you're not playing from your instinct, what happens, guys? Obviously, you struggle, you make bad decisions, you make bad passes. And since this is a game of margins, the mechanical skill gap is slightly low, what happens? You end up losing. You're always stuck at the same level. Maybe one weekend you'll get a better rank or you'll get a better skill rating every now and then. But again, then you're back to square one. Why is that? Simply because of the fact that you do not know about the importance of mentality, and when someone talks about it, you give them a dislike. And talking about dislike, guys, if it is making any sense to you, please hit that thumbs up button, because this is important knowledge, golden knowledge that not many people talk about. I know this video might not get views, but for the people who are watching this with an open mind, they will for sure improve at this game. Now look at this player in the black kit, how he responds. He not only responds with a positive mindset, he also responds with the correct tactics. Tactical adjustments being important. And second is changing tactics with the purpose, understanding the weakness of the opponents and actually improvising on that, and then exploiting his weakness by 1. Making tactical adjustments, 2nd, having a focused mind, and 3rd, knowing, okay, this is the meta of the game and he might struggle against this certain meta, and I can actually use this mechanic to get myself a goal and then put him on the back foot. This is what Ahmed exactly is going to do. Let me tell you about him briefly. He is a 2-time FGS champion, as well as the fact that I am his first ever coach and we had a great FIFA 22 season. His coach, Seth, is also an avid viewer of our channel and we share the same ideologies. He used to be my assistant coach before transitioning into one of the best coaches in the world after FIFA 22. The reason why I am telling you this is because, guys, my ideologies and what I tell you on this channel works at the highest level of the game, and this is living proof of it. So obviously you cannot go wrong if you listen to my advice. Alright? Their opponent, who is a great player, was getting better of them and they had to make a change. So what change did they make? They were brave and they switched to a 4-2-2 formation. Now 4-2-2, which plays very similar to the 4-4-2, however it has 2 CDMs, more inverted cams, means more triangles. You can go for the 1-3 passes, which we saw Johnny using in the Bundesliga. You can go for the crosses, you can play direct, alright. and you can actually counter the 4-4-2. You have two CDMs cancelling the two central midfielders. But if they were in this mindset, okay, there is only 4-3-2-1, there is no other formation, whatever we got to do it in the 4-3-2-1, then I think they will not win this game. Actually, losing 4-1 in a final, it's only 6-minute half, not 9-minute. And coming back and going on to win it, it says a lot. Not only about how important mentality and tactics are, but also your character in this game is very important. Most people crumble under pressure. Many of my students who are actually coming for coaching, they tell me that our hands are shaking when we are playing weekend league. Why is that? Why is there so much fear when you're playing weekend league? It makes sense to have that kind of pressure when you're playing a tournament game. But if you're playing weekend league and your hands are shaking and you're abusing EA and you're raging at stuff and your mental health is getting destroyed in the process, you only have two options. Either quit the game or play it properly. How do you play it properly? You play it properly by embracing the meta. All right. You play it properly by recognizing the fact that there is not only mechanical skill, but also mental skill that you need to work on. And again, you need to keep your calm, you need to keep your composure, you need to be clinical. These are the 3 C's of FIFA: being calm, being composed, being clinical. If you do not act upon these 3 C's, you can only go so far. And if you actually pay attention to what I am saying, you will improve without touching the controller, like I have been repeating in the past few videos. Let's look at this game, alright? It's the 45th minute. Now, this is called paying attention to the detail. He knows it's the last attack. He knows the playstyles of his players, and he knows last attack is overpowered. So he waits, takes extra touches, calls players short, cancels the runs, pays attention to the opponent, fakes the player lock, all about the little margin, fakes the left stick dribble, goes for the recycle like we always tell, does left stick dribbling, keeps it simple, goes for a near post finish. And now suddenly he is back in this game. Whereas first he conceded the first goal, it was him losing 4-1, but now because of paying attention to the detail, he is suddenly back into this game. His opponent then gets another goal in the 67th minute, and he is again losing by a couple of goals. But now this is what makes the difference. Tactical awareness will allow them to come back into this game. Individual brilliance can take you only so far. Technical awareness is also really important. So that switch and the bravery to put pressure on heavy touch, increase that depth, and actually use fast build up and put numbers forward will allow them to come back into this game. See, his opponent is using a 4-4-2. I told you 4-2-2 can counter the 4-4-2. Yes, the 4-4-1-1 can counter the 4-4-2. The 4-4-1-1 also counters the 4-3-2-1, which the 4-2-2 doesn't do. But in this instance, he was playing a 4-4-2 and they countered it with the 4-2-2. How many times have I told you, guys, it's not necessary that you only need to play the 4-3-2-1. And how many times have I received criticism in the comments? Well, this is proof. You will see this going forward at the World Championship, at the other various events that are going to happen in the summer, that it's not necessary to play only the 4-3-2-1 and expect great results with the 4-3-2-1 formation. Like the 4-4-2, 4-2-2, 4-4-1-1 are just as good, and you can use them to your advantage. So if you are blindly following one formation and just, thinking that this is the only formation in the game which will help me get more wins, you need to change that mindset. You need to be brave. You need to have some sort of awareness and actually learn a new formation as well, which will take you so far. No player in the world can survive with one formation. You need to master 2 formations. This is the importance of the last attack. Picture this. You're losing 4-5, and this is the last attack of the game. If you lose the ball, you will lose the game. So every detail should be perfect. You need to play perfectly to the margins. This is what they do, end up getting a 90th minute goal, an equalizer. Now, lastly, you have to accept the fact that there is a certain meta every year. If you are aspiring to be the very best player you can be, you have to incorporate some sort of meta into your game. Otherwise, against good players who are very sound defensively, you will struggle. You need to know what is working in the game, what counters the meta, alright, what advantage you have by using a player who can hit the ball in the back of the net using his head. What is the importance of aerial? What is the importance of the first time passes? What is the importance of long ball pass plus? What is the importance of precision lob pass? Right? These are the things that you need to focus on. What is the importance of technical dribbling and having a player who can do that? What is the importance of using a player with ping pass plus? And where can you use that? What is the importance of combining R1 passes into step over and when to use them effectively? when to use the flare nutmeg pass, when to cancel the flare nutmeg, when to cancel the step over, when to stop and go into the reverse elastic and do a short cancel into the opposing foot of the player. Now, all these things, you first need to know them and actually remember them subconsciously, and then learn how to play in that peak state where you're playing from instinct, not from the conscious mind. Because if you're doing that, you're overthinking. This is why I tell people, if you're having a bad game, if you're having a bad day, take a break. Because when you're having all these negative emotions, especially the major one being fear, what happens, guys? Your conscious mind takes over. Because it takes over, what happens then? Again, you're overthinking. And when you're overthinking, you're not playing from instinct. And if you're not playing from instinct, you're obviously going to play worse. If there is a way where you can learn to play from your instinct for 70 to 60% of the times, you will see a massive improvement in your result. This is a great example of knowing the play styles. Play styles are something new this year, right? He knows that Henry has a finish shot. Everyone does know that, right? But you have to open up the space for that finish shot. You have to fake the opponent, so he doesn't have enough time to move the goalkeeper, and this is what he does brilliantly. By the way, if you want me to upload his 422 custom tactics on the channel, then let me know down in the comments. And remember, what I told you is working at the pro level. What makes you think it won't work in your normal online games? Now click here to learn the best 4-4-1-1 custom tactics. This is the formation I am running right now.